All right, in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make a handle for your mug. So first thing we're going to do is take a piece of clay and we're going to roll out another slab, just like we did for the sides and just like we did for the base. These wooden sticks might be a little, like your handle might be a little too thick with these sticks, so feel free to make it a little bit thinner after you roll it out. Now the nice thing about having these is that you can use them to cut out a nice straight, even piece for your handle. And then just kind of go from there and, put it on your mug, hold it up to your mug and see if it works or not. So for example, with this, would be a really large handle for this. That's a bit much. So I'm going to be rolling this out a little bit thinner and then also cutting some of it off as well. Now you do need to worry, well not worry necessarily, but you need to watch out for your handle starting to crack as you shape it, because that's probably going to happen, and I'm going to show you how to fix that. But first, I'm going to check the size again with this. Getting there, but that's still a little bit big. So I'm going to make this a little bit thinner and a little bit shorter. All right, I'm getting there, and I think I'm going to make this one, I'm going to show you different styles that you can use for this as well. And there's a lot of different ways that you can make handles for your mugs. This is just one method that I'm going to be showing you. All right. So now I can see there's already just a little bit of cracking going on when I try to shape this. So just having some slip on there works really well to kind of smooth that out. You can also use, any of your wooden tools work well for this too, and just kind of scraping it and smoothing it. Flip it upside down, same thing, just get a little more slip on there, smooth that out, and then it should be good to go. All right, so after you cut this part out, you're going to be shaping it into what you want it to look like. So for example, you could have this be more of like a C shape. You could have it be more of like a question mark type of shape. You might want to attach it from the top like that, or you might want to attach it from the sides of it and not have it touch the top. You could also play around with, doing some sort of like curl at the end, or playing around with having this flat. You can actually kind of like smooth this and have it dip in a little bit. So you're going to play around with this a little bit and find something that works for your mug and what your design is and what you want it to look like. Now, it works best if you can let your handle dry just a little bit in the shape that you want it. So if that's the shape that I want, it's going to be easier for me and it's going to hold its shape better if I can let it dry a little bit in that shape. Now, for this video, I don't really have time for that, but what you can do is you can shape it, you can kind of put it off to the side, and then you can try to smooth your mug more. You could start adding like small decorations if if there's certain ways that you want to add different designs onto here. I am going to demo some ideas for that, so you might want to hold off. But you can definitely work on smoothing as much as possible because you can never really smooth too much on these. All right, so if you're able to, let this dry for a little bit. The next step is going to be to attach it. And so, of course, we are going to slip and score to make sure that it stays on there. And you're going to need to see where it's going to be attaching. And if I just kind of press this against here, just gently, and then take it off. Then I have like a little print on there so I can see kind of where that's supposed to go. So I'm going to scratch it up there and scratch it up there. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this one. Scratch up there and scratch up there. All right, then I'm going to press my handle on. I'm going to try to get it to stay in that shape. Again, if you can let this dry for a little bit first, it does make that just a little bit better for maintaining the shape that you want. And then you're going to want to do your best to try to smooth that out too. So you could use, if you you always want to kind of support it when you're doing this so it doesn't fall. But use those tools that you have to smooth it as much as you can. And if you see some cracking right here, again, just use a little slip. And then on the underside here, I am just trying my best to get this to kind of like blending it in a little bit, because you don't really want to see the seam where you attach your handle. So take some time to get that on there and make it, kind of try to make it look like that seam is invisible. And your tools are really good for this. All right, in the next video, I'm going to be showing you some different ways that you can add some designs and some decorative pieces onto your project. So stay tuned.